We're here with the Senate Rules Committee Chairman, Senator Tom Apodaca from out in the mountains. Welcome to the show.
Henderson County. Good to be here.
County. Well, in your opinion, what's the lack of tort reform doing to North Carolina?
Well, I like to take it locally, take it to Henderson County. Over the last 7 years, I think we have had 2 or 3 neurologists come in and leave because of our malpractice premiums, and it becomes prohibitive for them to make a living practicing. Overall, you know, some practices and specialties are not affected as much as others. But I think this will help bring stability to the market. It will help our insurers know what they're up against. And when they underwrite a particular plan, they'll be able to do it in, I think, a more efficient way. Also, I think it adds to the cost of medical tests, where doctors are hesitant to go with their initial diagnosis, and they do a lot additional testing in order to make sure.
Do you think the insurance companies would reduce the premiums on the doctors if they had some protection from how much damages they could pay? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm going for as much as reducing the premium as keeping it level and keeping it at an affordable rate. We crafted our legislation a lot after what they did in Texas in '03, and their experience has been quite remarkable. They have had tens of thousands, from my understanding, doctors come into practice since 2003 when they implemented a system similar to this.
You know, I've had some patient advocates talk to me on the air in the stories we're covering this week. No doubt they've addressed you, saying only a few hundred cases ever go to trial. The plaintiffs normally lose. This really isn't a big deal. Why are you even messing with it?
Exactly, and that's how they, you know, bring it forth. But if you also, we're looking into, and I do not have the exact statistics, but we will have soon, we want to look at the cases that were settled and the amounts they were settled for. That has a greater bearing than I think actual cases that went to court, because many times the insurance company says, let's just settle this, not take a chance going to court and having some astronomical claim come down.
There's a lot of different doctors out there, medical professionals. Who exactly would be protected from a lawsuit in the service of their job under this bill?
Well, right now, physicians, hospitals would be protected, because we're seeing more and more physicians go to work under the umbrella of hospitals. And all my hospitals, everyone in my district has come out in favor of this. Most of the doctors I've spoken to say, please do this.
I heard some of your committee members say, well, wait a minute, you go into the ER or the doctor's office with the sniffles and you're a victim of malpractice. That's different than coming in with a major wound or being in a car accident, the doctor makes a mistake on the fly and leaves you maimed or hurt or dead.
Right,
and
right.
They shouldn't, I mean, what do you make of that argument that differing degrees of this?
You know, dealing with this 3 or 4 times, we know what to expect from the other side. They'll bring out the worst case scenario. They'll bring forth circumstances that happen with particular cases. And I've heard one case spoken about that has changed 2 or 3 times in actually what happened. It went from meningitis and then it was misdiagnosed. Oh, it was actually Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever and so on. And, you know, that is heartbreaking. And I also believe that any jury is going to award those folks money regardless of what the law states. What we're trying to do is protect here against the astronomical claims that come down with some juries.
Senator Tom Apodaca, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.